Dear Sir, Madam, my name is Mandy Carr. I am formerly of 39 Riverside View, Pierce Road, Letterkenny, County Donegal, Ireland. I am being housed in a domestic violence centre in Letterkenny, and I am attending court regarding a protection order I have against my ex-husband Lashman Baldeo on the 14th of March 2023. After years of investigating my husband and his political family in Guyana, I am writing to you to proclaim my innocence. I have been subjected to mental torture, physical abuse, false accusations, control and dominance over my own person, my bank account, and friends I have made. Lashman Baldeo was a threat to me for 13 years and is a huge threat to society. I feel he is setting me up so he can have me wrongly imprisoned. I need your help. Lita Bashk, wife of politician Ali Bashk from Cottonfield, Essequibo in Guyana, is the mother of Lachman, Arifa, Azina and Sharifa. Arifa Bashk is married to Robin Persad. She is an IT manager at the Guyana National Broadcasting Authority. Asina Bashk is married to David Sulkuner, Register of Deeds 37 of Eccles, East Bank Demerara, and Sharifa Bashk is married to Ryan Tulsrum. And she works at Project Associate Ministry. He works as a Project Associate for the Ministry of Indigenous People Affairs. I have reason to firmly believe that my ex-husband Lachman Baldeo is part of an Illuminati coven, joined forces with members of his own family, his mother and his three sisters, and members of his Indian community in Guyana. They created chaos, black magic, pain and suffering in my life, and I am 100% certain that Lachman, aka Alex, is visiting, getting payments from a Masonic lodge here in Letterkenny in Dublin, in Donegal, Ireland. The 23rd of November 2017, while in Guyana attending Lach stepfather Ali Bashk funeral, a Guyanese politician, I witnessed harassment and intimidation towards a black Guyanese security guard who was paid by the Guyana state to guard and protect Asina Sulkuner at her home. Her husband, David Sulkuner, acted like a colonial English slave master towards this man in front of me, and it disgusted me. Lach recounted a comment from David Sulkuner months after arriving home, stating that Lach would approve of his actions if Mandy was not there. I am Mandy. No apology for his bad ways, and Lach was indeed of the same racist mind. All that was a huge abuse of power, considering Asina works in the judicial system in Guyana. Lach spoke about fighting a black cop in Guyana as a teen, and his dad intervened. Lach's inflated ego was a direct result of causing problems and using Ali and his family's power to get him out of trouble, because he demonstrated this ego by being physically abusive to me in our apartment and outside of our apartment in Letterkenny, Ireland. I believe Arifa Persad and her husband Robin are involved in this coven, with Lach's mother Lita as the head witch, with relatives saying nothing. As I witnessed Lachman Baldeo in Guyana slander his sister Arifa to Aunt Nal and her husband, they seemed very comfortable with this type of conversation, though they did not participate in degrading Arifa's character. Lach confided in me that as a teen in Guyana, he sent a dude called Hector to intimidate Arifa's husband. Why? I don't know, but the energy between Arifa's husband and Lach at that funeral, in Guyana, you could cut it with a knife. Lach's friend Amanda a former teacher from Cottonfield, Guyana, now living in Bainbridge, Northern Ireland. I feel she and her two sisters are responsible as well for occult involvement that let me traumatized and screaming upon awakening 3 times in my sleep 3 years ago. I was being strangled on the astral plane. I believe Amanda and her two sisters, schooled, latched, come here to Ireland and go on the dole, which is government social welfare, which gave them free money, free services, free housing. After coming back from Guyana, deviant behaviour and spiritual warfare increased. I let go of my friends and my family members. I secluded myself to hone in on this character Latchman, for I didn't like his family's motives, nor him. Plus, I seen Latchman's behaviour towards my African Irish friend, making her uncomfortable in our home when she was our visitor. Approximately 2008, Latchman Baldeo held a knife up to my chest in a fit of rage upon moving in with him. We were friends for 6 months before I moved in. He played victim. The cops left, but he blamed me for calling the police, yet he was the one to have a knife up to my chest. It was the neighbours that called the police. A demon is too kind a word for Latchman Baldeo. He threatened to take my life many times. I attended an outpatient eye clinic for 6 months after he pushed me to the floor, hurting my eye, yet cried foul and victim. He fake called a doctor in Letterkenny with a fake complaint of heart attack. The paramedics were called to Ark Medical to shuttle him down to Letterkenny Hospital because they did not have his family to intervene when he abused me. His counter move was always to avert the abuse he was causing by making himself out to be abused. Never once did he ever apologise. I had to tolerate his abuse and counter covert moves, always being played by Latch to get ahead of the game of setting me up. He had the doctors in a tizzy. He didn't need an ambulance either. He was setting up the scene to sway his drama his way, which is truly psychotic. I had to ask the nurse in the hospital to get him help, saying to her, I cannot cope, he's crazy. Our 5th wedding anniversary, he decided that a movie about racism and slavery was appropriate for us to watch. I asked him to change it. Huge drama ensued. I left to my friend and I came home hours later and the abuse continued. He waited till I was upset and defending myself, then intentionally called home and had all his family in Guyana listen. Yet no one helped her put Latch straight. Latch intentionally pushed himself down the stairs that same night, acting like I pushed him. I'm only £100 and my heart wouldn't do things like that. My, oh my, this man has demons and he is meant to have back problems, yet he pulled this stunt. A true narcissist in action, that he wanted me in a trauma bond with him. He was indeed put forward to see a psychologist a few days later. He attended once. I now know more about his evil intentions to set me up all along than healing his trauma from his childhood. From 2013 to September 2022, he worked only 1.5 years, and that was in Intel, Ireland. The rest of the years he spent lying in bed day and night, only to appear at intervals to cause arguments while being a deadly narcissist both inside and outside of this apartment. I did not want to be a burden on the Irish state. I wanted to find a job. He prevented it. I was approved for government help to start a business. He prevented me from that. I tried to sell my work at craft fairs. He fought me over and over. This dude intentionally created chaos and intimidation to hold me back from any supplement income that could have helped me get out of the cycle of abuse he was putting me through. Control, control, control was setting me up with falsehoods. But I stood firmly in my honesty, and I knew he would show his true colours eventually. I had a piece of land in New York City. I lost it after meeting him. I had savings to start my life in Ireland, having left the USA after 20 years. But after we arrived in Ireland, he spent through that money till I had to give in and go on the dole, which is weekly money from the state. He never got a job till Intel took him on a year and a half after arriving home in Ireland from New York City. He worked a year and a half there and never worked again until 2022 when he got a part-time job from Apartment 37 in Riverside View. Their business is corrupted as they failed to allow offers of others to get this government contract that they gained. There are two different companies that came together to get the contract while no one else was offered are allowed in as competition. So, Latchman was so abusive that my mum called looking for me on her deathbed, and he never told me that she called. It wasn't until he argued with me in late 2022 and disclosed the information. By then, my mum was dead 5 years. I know that my name has been slandered to his friends and community, all to get them in line with his needs to try and weaken my spirit and cause spiritual warfare and chaos on me, essentially gang stalking me. I believe that he also slandered my name to the Irish Garda, his lawyer, and Letterkenny Masons in Ireland. I believe that he created by stress and black magic witchcraft that brought the death on my friend Alistair from Letterkenny in Ireland. When Latch got fired from Intel in Dublin, my friend from 20 years back offered us to stay with her and her husband Alistair over Christmas as we were moving up there to Letterkenny from Dublin. I was planning to set up a business in Northern Ireland with my friend. And again, Latch created such a scene at this couple's house that first night that Alistair spoke to me about Latch's behaviour. My friend and I fell out. We didn't get to go to Derry to set up this business, and Alistair died 4 months later from a quick form of cancer. Latch Baldeo was indeed directly a cause of Alistair's demise. The terrible energy Latch brought into their house was disgraceful. So Latchman Baldeo, with no work ambitions since Intel job, nothing to show for days in bed for the last 10 years or more, left me highly suspicious. He will not do anything for a person without being gifted. So I started investigating further. Knowing Latch attended an IT course in Lower Manhattan years back, with hacking as part of the course, he had shown me proof of his hacking skills by breaking into our wedding photographer's site and taking the pictures. We paid for the set of pictures, but he lost the password, presuming it was easier to just hack the girl. She responded, so there is proof. So was he making money while lying in bed year after year while living on the Irish government and lying about funds? As credit card hacking is a big deal in Ireland, was he hacking people's credit cards from our apartment? Late 2022, when arguing with me, he confessed to having money in Guyana and bank accounts. I seen paperwork from another Irish bank account in his room. So this is now social welfare fraud, as we have to declare all monies foreign and domestic. I just bought 2-acre site bog from money my mum left to me in a will last year, 2022. I declared it to the state. I walk with honesty and integrity, and I told him so. Late 2022, He stuck his fingers in Stephen's eyes at Riverside View while fighting and was happy to speak about it. He told me another time that years ago he worked for Chris Leahy, a big New York City construction contractor. And in a fight, he had the guy pinned to a machine with a working saw blade backing over by the dude's face. And he was thrilled to tell me yet again. Many times in New York City, Latch would come home after work to tell me he was robbed or in a fight and his money was taken. And I'm questioning myself if he was lying about money to cover up that he was thieving our money we were saving to go to Ireland. 4 years ago, I heard a fight in an apartment underneath me. Latch was responsible. In 2023, before I was kicked out of my home, he left in the apartment at 5 a.m. in the morning. A fight kicked off and he came home 20 minutes later. Robert from 37 Riverside View, an apartment right below mine, created torment and distress to me day after day, hour after hour, from using his house as a hangout spot from 8 in the morning until they fell drunk at 5 a.m. or so. Anyone was welcome. Latch knew it was causing me extreme stress, and Robert was drawing shady people to our apartment and block of apartments, causing negative energy and drama to continue day after day. There was loud music, loud people. Robert was screaming at the top of his voice. He was using a didgeridoo musical instrument and drums day and night. His roommate knew he was a problem, but didn't stop him either, nor did my husband that was getting drunk with them. Despite the fact that I told Latch to stay away from Robert years ago, he started to blame me for calling out the noise. To upset me more, Latch would arrive up to our apartment after midnight, drunk and high from Robert's apartment, and start talking on the phone to Guyana, loudly talking and laughing. Now, in my apartment, he was on the phone from any time from when he reached from Robert's house to my apartment to say 4 or 5 a.m. in the morning. With all the noise continuing below in Robert's apartment, I was having no time to sleep. I do not drink alcohol, nor do I smoke, so it was very hard for me to hold the line and stay focused and healthy, but I prevailed. 2022, Latch was continually getting more confident and devil-hearted day by day, that he calmly and collectively walked into my room telling me to go kill myself, and walked out like there was nothing happened. His psychological warfare took on a new energy every day with new tactics. When I was trying to use our bathroom, he was always in there blocking its use and that of our pets. When I was having baths, he would stand outside and intimidate me, banging on the door to use it, despite the fact that he used the bathroom and if necessary, the use of Robert's bathroom down below. He was using all the energy he had to try and kill me by lack of sleep and stress. When he seen I was losing weight, he asked if I was losing weight intentionally. My, oh my. 2023, I was so in fear of my life, I walked down to our local courthouse and applied for a restraining order. He stepped up the bathroom harassment while leaving our hot water faucet running intentionally 2 full days in a row, both nearly 6 to 7 hours, heat pouring down the sink for nothing. Being winter, he was not putting on heat for our pets in below temperatures while I slept, so I had to set my alarm to awaken to tend to the heat. More lost sleep. Upon receiving